Hi, good evening. Welcome to Crypto Happy Hour. I'm Bill.
I'm Toby.
We're here to talk all things crypto, Toncoin, right? Serious here. Is the bull market over? Market went up, did great, and now I'm gonna talk to my host here about what's going on in crypto today. Toby, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. We got some rain here today, so I'm having a very poofy hair day.
Oh, it's always good to have a good hair day.
I don't know about good, but it's poofy.
Well, if you can't have a good crypto day, definitely have a good hair day. I'm having a great hair day.
I know you always have a good hair
day
because it's so short. It's easy to manage.
It is.
Do you gel it? Should you put some oil, like make your head shiny?
Right. I use a special thing to get the waves in the hair.
So you think we're having a bad market? It's a bit of a blip.
I was such a good mood, and then they did this Toncoin thing.
You've got to let go of your emotional attachment to the ups and downs of the market. I know. Let's meditate. Should we hit the gong?
You better hit the gong.
Every time you get in a bad mood, I'm going to hit the gong.
So market is, well, first of all, we have Don't Ask 6 here from Oklahoma. Welcome, sir.
Hello.
Bart is here.
Hi, Bart.
Oh my God, Bart is here from Amsterdam.
Oh, wow. I wonder what time it is there. I can't think in my head.
Late night.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm glad we went on earlier.
Right. We're here.
And we don't have a lot of people because we had to bump the schedule up because you got another show that you're doing. So now everybody sees my priorities, right? No, it's good that you're busy. I think you need to get the message out there. I mean, do you think people are, upset today, like because of this little blip? It's a tiny one.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit unnerving considering how this whole Toncoin thing went down, where the founder, who's from a big Eastern European country, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a national of this country, flies into France, and then gets arrested.
What did they arrest him for?
Well, I don't know. There's 20 charges, and I saw it was, I don't know, it was surrounding illicit material, right? Failure to respond to law enforcement. Telegram is huge, so, I don't know if they're...
Well, that'll be really interesting. There has been kind of a trend, for all of these. I don't know if I would call Telegram a social media platform, but the way people use groups in there, perhaps,
right?
But this whole, there's definitely a concerted effort among a lot of countries to kind of control the information that gets out there, which is super interesting, because I think it's unattainable if that's their goal,
right.
But Telegram is and has been used for illicit things. So is it his fault? I don't know. That's the whole thing that we go through, right? If you have a platform, and here in the US, it was that you could say you're not responsible in a way for what's going on, but there's definitely a trend away from that, and a certain amount of, censorship and stuff is coming up, right? So, there's that coin. We did it on the morning thing. What's the name?
Toncoin, yeah. Right? Well, no, Toncoin is the layer 1 and the currency of Telegram.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a huge coin, right? This is like the number 10 or number 9 crypto.
Yeah.
Right. This thing has fallen like 20% or 30%, really. Since they picked this guy up. And, one way the audience can think about this is, can you imagine, like the Russians picking up, Elon Musk if he landed in, I don't know, some country like, I don't know, Poland, right? The Russians are looking at this like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This has like geopolitical implications. The market brushed off the first part, right? But then everyone was like, oh, wow. Now for me, when they're trying to muzzle free speech, my answer on my show is always hit the green button for crypto, right? If they want to change the way you talk.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I mean, that particular coin, I haven't been a huge fan of, so.
Right, it was in Altcoin Showdown and you picked
That's
Phantom
right. And I like that.
before the crash.
Before the crash. Yeah.
That's right.
So
watch Altcoin Showdown.
Yeah.
Toby got you out of town.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I hope people are listening. I hope I'm helping.
Yeah, we got 50 people out there who are watching Altcoin Showdown.
Yeah.
Right?
That's good.
Like 100, we're getting close to 200 people on the stream.
Oh, cool. And the last time, I don't think last week, but if you have any coins that you can put it in the chat here that you want me to put into the Altcoin Showdown. We did that a couple weeks ago and with some meme coins, and that was kind of fun,
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want to know about it, so I have an issue. We've talked before about generalizing the whole entire market because a few coins are going down, because I see, part of the decoupling is really even all the altcoins decoupling from each other. And
right.
I prefer, and I know I've said this, so I'll say it again. I prefer to look at sectors, or my buckets is what I call them. Right. And because there's always something that's performing well, even if everything else is not.
Right.
And that's my whole philosophy. There's a sandbox that you can play in.
Right.
And so why get negative when there's always something that you can make money off of? That's the beautiful thing about the decoupling.
Right. Well, the decoupling is a great topic. I'm watching all this red ink and I forgot about it. I mean, if you're not worried about Toncoin or it's not your favorite, then maybe it's a.
Well, I'm not worried about because I'm not holding any. So I mean, if there are people who are, I'm sorry. I don't know. I think I gave a message a couple of weeks ago on the morning thing. Maybe it's not the best pick. Will it come back? Possibly. I mean,
well, really, I'm more concerned about its impact on the general market.
Oh, well, with the decoupling, see, you and I have very different viewpoints in that way.
Well,
yeah. I mean, because I think you look at the market kind of differently than the way that I do because of what you do, that you're looking at the overall market and trends. And I think that's traditional, in like the stock market, right? But I think we're different from that. I think crypto is different from that. It was designed to be different from that. And I think that's where it's going. So again, I'm always looking for opportunity. That's how I like it. And we've talked before about when there's these dips, that's the opportunity to find the things that are performing well. This is a little blip. I don't think we're really going to get much about it. But after the show today, I'm definitely going to go take a look and see, if everything was, or not everything, but if a lot of coins were getting suppressed, I'm going to look for the ones that it didn't touch, because that's probably a market trend that I want to follow. So if I go in and I look at all my little sectors and I find out, DPIN wasn't affected by this when other coins were going down, then I'm going to go, oh, that's probably a trend. Let's look at that. Or if it's, layer twos or whatever the sector is,
right.
I'm looking for something that stayed buoyant when everything else was going down. Right. This is a little dip, so I don't expect to find a major trend, but I'm looking for resiliency.
Well, little dips can be beautiful, right? Because this market was acting like there was going to be no dip. And, the thing that's funny about Ton, like the coin or not, Toncoin just got a huge publicity engine with what's going to happen with this guy. I mean, obviously, we don't wish harsh legal circumstances on virtually anybody, but
well, the thing Ton for me, sorry.
Go ahead, no, please.
But the thing that Ton had going for me, why I was curious but not ready to jump in yet, I want to see it move through a cycle first, but the thing it had going for it, which is why I've been talking about the gaming thing too, and I keep going, keep your eye on it, right? Like I'm not quite ready to go into anything yet, but this is going to be huge, probably later this year, beginning of next year. And one of them, just like the Toncoin with
gaming,
not gaming, with Telegram,
Oh,
is
Telegram.
that what I like about these projects is that it's a great onboarding tool for bringing people in, and I do think the, play to earn model is going to be something really big. I think people are already in it. I tried it a couple of times. This is not my cup of tea. I'm not a big gamer person. I did before.
I want this BitBoy
when I
thing,
was
this
younger.
handheld thing.
Yeah.
It's like play games and earn Bitcoin.
Yeah. I think that's going to be huge and great for onboarding. So, anything that opens up the market, which is why I like the cross-chain stuff. Anything that makes it easier is going to be a huge trend, I think, for at least the next 12 months,
Right.
So that's something else I'm looking at. Gaming a little bit further in, but I've got my eye on it, to see what's trending now. I mean, what's difficult about gaming to predict is you kind of needs a loyalty, right? Because so in regular altcoins, you can buy a coin and not really have an emotional attachment to it. At least for me, I know there's some people that do get really emotionally attached to their meme coin or whatever. But that's a hard thing that's really difficult to predict, which is one of the reasons why I don't like playing with meme coins so much, is because it's all dependent on mood, right?
Right.
And not necessarily a project that makes sense, right? For me, right? So the gaming thing is kind of the same. I haven't seen anybody pull way out into the lead that makes me excited and go, yes, this is the next big thing. But I'm watching all of them. And that was the good thing about Tom. What I liked about it, although I'm waiting to see how it played out, from
Right.
the beginning, I didn't have a lot of trust in it. I just wasn't feeling it. I didn't have the juice on it. So, but again, if it's bringing people into the market, then that's a good thing, for all of us.
Well, I think any big crypto has got to survive either a skeptical period or just a flat out flush, right? In other words, Toncoin in a way was almost too easy on the way up. And now, they're shaking people out, but they did this. They've done this in Bitcoin. They did it in Solana, right?
XRP. Look how many still want to love XRP,
right?
Right, but because people are really loyal to it,
That's right.
Yeah, it hasn't done as well in the little shakeups. But that's what was great about the summer. I know a lot of people were sad and going, but it shook the market up so where you could see, the projects. A lot of the projects that I talked about with you earlier in the year before March, right?
Right.
A lot of them went down, but have since gone back up.
Right.
Especially like
the Maple.
DeFi, yeah, a lot of those in the layer 2s, and yeah. So if you're, watching our morning show or getting Bill's reports and and doing research into the stuff that we like, then you did okay. It went down, but that's okay, because when it goes down, there's always a bounce back up. It's the weeble wobble thing, right?
Right. Well, it's always good to get perspective on a day when there's a correction, because and this happened in stocks in the 80s and the 90s, is that when you have an event like you had in early August, where you have they're calling it Black Monday, right? We were on that night.
Mm-hmm.
When you have that, every time the market goes down, you kind of have a trigger. You remember the fear of the crash, right? Somebody needs to ring a gong to, clear out your head. You know what I'm saying? Right. Every time it goes down, you're like, oh my God. Then again, today, Solana's down all of 1%.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a minor dip. It's like, hopefully that doesn't shake people, or take off your diaper, right? Like I say, you can't ride the bull if you're wearing a diaper. So.
Right. Recently, I started looking at Avalanche, right? I don't know. I don't know if you have a view on Avalanche. I was looking at, my Lux Algo chart software, and You know,
what about Aave? You were talking to me about Aave the other day.
right. Well, Aave went up 40%, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's now like correcting. So that like dramatically outperformed,
Mm-hmm.
right? But, you know, if we're in, you know, buy the dip mode, it's certainly, you know, you get a 10%
Okay.
dip. And then, you know, I don't know, Lux Algo had something that indicated that maybe something like Avalanche could go a lot higher. Now you got to think about that, right? Just briefly, you know, if Avalanche can move, right? Avalanche is in the same category as like Near, Solana, ETH, right? We talked a lot about ETH. I mean, you said some like really exciting things about ETH last week. So, you know, it's can this layer one thing come back? You know, Ton has probably brought attention to layer ones. Initially, it's an oh my god attention, but it's still attention, right?
Yeah.
It's still attention. So I mean, you know, when the market dips, I'm already looking for, you know, where to go. I know you're going to help with the bubble charts, but
I am.
you know, it's like, you know, where are we going? So we have Steve is here, Chanel. Right, Chanel's calling me the chiropractor. Right, I'm the chiropractor. Toby is the
What am I?
Toby is the healer. Okay, Bizam coming in from Twitter. Hopefully, Twitter changed the title. We welcome anybody joining from there.
What did you want him to change the title to?
Well, we're having a problem with the streaming software. They,
yeah,
you
that's
know,
right. We
it's
had
like
trouble last week. Right?
right. But I think we're in business here because we got people in the stream, so we're
Okay.
You know,
so you want to ask about a particular?
Yeah, I wanted to ask about Avalanche because I've kind of already put the video out there. So, you know, you can either make me happy or break my heart. I'm already out there. So,
if anybody else wants to ask, should I? You want to open it up?
Yeah. Well, no, I got it.
Who wants
I got it right here. FD White is here. Yeah. No, they're in there. If they want to throw something in there, they can.
A coin?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not seeing anything in the chat yet.
Okay. Here we go with Avalanche. Let's see what we got. Not a good sign, Bill.
Oh my God. So wrecked.
It's not a good sign.
Wonderful. That's awesome.
Yeah, but that's just short term, right? I mean, if you love the project, you can't be scared. I mean, I don't have a day trader mentality, so it doesn't bother me, right? Because I'm in it. I'm investing in things that I think are going to do amazing in the long haul. Right. So a little dip, that's normal. Again, you know, we've talked about this before.
Right. No freaking out on dips. But if
there's no volatility, there's no way to make money. Right. So the dips is part of the volatility. And you don't have a roller coaster, you have a train. Right. And a train gets you from point A to point B, but it's very slow and there's not a lot of elevation. And the whole point, I think, of crypto is that, well, we're doing something new and different, which is super exciting, right? So it's going to have a lot of volatility, and that's okay. You just have to reset your mentality and not get depressed every time the market goes down 2%. I mean, that's nothing. Like when we finish the show, it could be right back up. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah.
Because that's a very tiny dip. And I think people just like to catastrophize in the community for headlines. You know, I would be very boring every day because this is what I'd say. It's great. Today's another great day. We're going to find some good, if the market's down, I'm like, oh, we're going to find some cool stuff to get. I mean, that's just my attitude. No bad days, Toby. That's me.
Right. Well, I'm, you know, I would love, I don't know if you want to review or revisit anything that you said about Ethereum, right? In other words, I didn't get any love on Avalanche, but I just get this feeling that either Solana or ETH or both of them could get very perky.
Well, I mean, feeling like, yeah, both of them are going to do good. I don't really feel like doing a showdown because I feel like,
no, it's just in general, right? It's just that those two.
I mean, I think especially Solana. I really like Solana because I feel like it's newer, you know, it's been around less, but it's been around long enough to where it's really proved itself. There's a lot of cool projects going on, tons of meme coins, which people love. So that'll keep it afloat. I mean, I don't even think we've hit like the heat of the meme coin. We had a little blip of it.
Yeah, we had a PopCat blip.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
yeah,
then,
after everything went down.
And then everybody freaked out today on Toncoin, right? And to me, listening to you, this could be a juicy dip, right? I mean, if you have a bull market, you don't get many big down moves once a real bull market starts, right?
Okay. Well, there's big down moves in certain coins.
Okay.
And so, I mean, are you asking me what I want to do?
Well, I'm asking you about maybe the nature of the dips, right? Like you're like, yeah, don't be afraid of any dip.
That's
right?
me.
That's you. But everyone else looks at the screen. I look at the screen and I'm like, whew, that avalanche video is, whew, you know what I'm saying? It's not looking too good. And that's just what's ever, that's on your mind every time it goes down, right? In other words, now conversely, right? We talked about things like render, right?
Yeah,
the
right
thing
now,
that stuck
I'm
in
really
my mind.
loving render right now.
Yeah. We looked at, somebody asked me the other day about Immutable X, IMX, which is in gaming, right? That was on a list, right?
It was probably in one of the reports that you put out because I've been looking at that.
Right.
Again, not married to any of those yet, but I really do like render. I mean, there's a lot of things that I really, really like,
This AI trade, like I said, when you have all
the AI, yeah.
It's like there's one called Morpheus that we haven't talked about that is new, right?
I like it.
You like it, Morpheus? Yeah, I mean, it was off to the races when I don't think it ever really went down, right?
Yeah.
So Morpheus out there, Aiken was the guy with Turbo the Turtle.
Oh yeah,
right. So
Did you watch the show?
I think he got it. I think
that was
Aiken
my
got
pick.
It. Right.
That was my pick.
Right.
For meme coins.
So giving Aiken some love. He wanted to know if we could check ABT or Ondo. Ondo is like the big real world asset play. That's the one that BlackRock is.
Ondo, but not for a while yet.
Right. So okay. Ondo was like a parking lot. It never went down.
We talked about it back in February.
I think so.
Been a while.
So
Ondo, and I haven't looked at that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No. Ondo went up a lot, sat there, looked like it was invincible, and then it just fell out of bed during the crash.
That's probably a good time to buy. Oh, yeah. I mean, it hasn't seen it, and it'll be a while before it sees its top, but it's coming. It's coming later.
Meaning it's got a while to get back to its highs kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a slow base, maybe.
Yeah, and that's why I like looking at things by the sectors or buckets, as I call them, right?
Right.
Because some of them will recover sooner, and I mean that's why you did the DeFi thing, because I've been super hot on DeFi for the past few weeks, and now I'm actually going to start looking at some cross-chain stuff tonight. So I check the buckets, especially when there's a dip. I go, how is this still performing?
Right.
How did it move compared to the?
Well, especially after the down move, right? So anything that outperforms during the down move.
Those are the things I get excited about.
All right, Aiken is sending his best. Oh my God, Steve wants to know about Arrow.
Oh, I love Arrow.
Right,
yeah, that's on my hot list right now. So.
Right.
Okay.
Arrow is the DEX for base.
Yeah.
Right. The Coinbase layer 2, right?
Yeah.
Hot stuff.
Okay.
So let's check out what's going on with Arrow.
Oh yeah. Did it just go down?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's moving away from that. It's gonna go back up. But I think it was in a recent report. Over the summer, I was like, "Oh, this is something you should."
Yeah, really I think last summer you brought it up. I think that the one there's like a twin for Arrow, Velo, that you like, Velodrome, right? Velodrome Finance.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a DeFi.
It is DeFi.
Yeah. No, I swear. Okay. I get mixed up with time, but it was in a report that sometime was it earlier this year? Maybe I don't know. Anyway,
Velo was a recent. It was a recent one.
No, talking about Arrow.
Oh no, Arrow. I think you liked way back.
Way back. Okay, yeah. So it'll be coming back.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's not only exciting for Arrow, but it's exciting for the whole base ecosystem and ETH, frankly, right? Because they're all tied together.
Yeah, and I do feel like a lot of the base ecosystem is going to kind of get lifted. I think when we were talking about ETH, that's why I'm feeling that ecosystem is pushing it up. You know,
Right.
there's a lot of good projects on there.
I know you wanted to hodl degen. I remember you telling me, degen you want to hodl, and the volatility and the down move in that was frankly epic. But I always think about it when it's down, like the way it's down now. It's like I always think about back when you were saying, hey, maybe you want to like hodl this. That was like the social fi thing. We did talk about that, right? This whole like monetizing social attention.
Yeah.
Right. For like, the next big narrative.
Yeah. And that's how I feel about, and that's why I said if it's down, get this for something long term. It's kind of how I feel about that is a lot like the gaming thing. I see a lot of potential for onboarding people,
right.
Through these different arenas, but they haven't hit their top yet, But let's look at it.
All right. Well, this decentralized social media could wake up with what happened with Telegram, right?
It could.
Right.
It could. Yeah, it's holding. So continue holding. Invest in it and hold for the long term.
Degen. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of base ecosystem people out there.
Yeah.
Bizan is here. Welcome. All right. Steve's like 62% retracement. So what Steve is referring to is, a lot of times in crypto, if you go up, right, and then you retrace, I don't know, let's call it 2/3 of the move and hold, that can be incredibly constructive, right? In other words,
that's why you do the charts.
Right, that's why I do the charts.
The feelings, you do the charts.
Right, but 62% retracements can be unsettling, right? Because everyone wants to buy it when it's up and have it just keep going.
Yeah,
right? That's everyone's dream, right? But it's not a bull market until you can buy a dip and make money.
Well, that's exactly what I say. What is the point in buying things when they're already up? You want to hit that bottom of the wave, and a lot of the stuff like that we talk about and that I like is I'm trying to catch stuff closer to the bottom, and then when it hits the top you can make a decision about it.
Right.
Do you sell part of it, take some profits, keep some in there, move it into whatever the next wave is? I mean, there's always, if you divide everything up into the sectors or buckets, there's always something that's going to perform, and you just keep rolling it into new performing things, and then you have some that you just like, hold, like get into Solana early and then just hold that baby because it's going back up,
or maybe get into Bitcoin in the 60s, right? I was thinking about.
Oh, for sure. I don't even mention it because for me that's like a no-brainer. Like every time Bitcoin, I have my level goes underneath, you're gonna pick some more up.
It's a trending topic, like on like we were talking about vidIQ, like vidIQ's asking one title that's trending is like, hey, can Bitcoin take out 66 by the end of August, right? And then there's like,
well, we've only got a week, so I don't think 66 by the end of August, but it's coming.
Okay, and then there's all these things like, what happens when Bitcoin gets to 100? You know what I'm saying? There's all that stuff. Well, everyone's talking about the future, like what does the world look like? How does what does the world look like when
flying
Bitcoin gets
cars? I don't know.
Flying cars. Well,
what
hopefully it's before flying cars.
No, I know that.
Bitcoin at 100,000. Everyone likes to talk about that after a rally, right? Like I think the best time to talk about it is when the market is down.
Yeah. Right? Well, I definitely believe it's going to hit that mark. Precisely when, I don't know, but I think end of the year, beginning of next year. I mean, I really feel like at some point next year we should maybe even see 120. I mean, I've said that multiple times. I don't see that as being out of the realm of possibility at all.
Right. Well, that would be spectacular, right? I mean, I was thinking it because I heard it from you about, the possibility of 100. at the end of the year.
It's funny.
Something like that neighborhood. I mean,
I said that like
I put
early
that
this
short
year.
out on the Unhinged
Yeah.
YouTube channel, which hopefully you're subscribed to, and you're hitting the like button on this screen to help that channel, right?
Yeah.
There's a short.
We did
with
that
you- with
way
you-
early this year, right?
Well, no, there's a short of you channeling last week.
Oh.
I was like, oh yeah, Bitcoin. I think it go up above 100 in December. And you just kept talking, and I'm like,
Well, but
Bill's
I
picking
said
himself
that.
up off the floor.
Yeah, it was really funny because we talked about this way early this year, and hardly anybody was saying it. And then I saw not long after that, everybody was saying, "Oh yeah, Bitcoin's going to hit 100."
Right. Well,
But
no,
you were one
we
of the
had
first.
120 video. Right?
Yeah,
we had 120.
You were one of the first that said that. So copycats, sassy people.
Right, well,
Does anybody else have anything they want? We
Let's
did
see,
Arrow, right?
okay, so yeah, Philip is asking if he should buy the dip in Ton.
Oh,
Right, so
that's
he's
very
like-
interesting. I mean, okay, let me pull the cards because I'm not a big fan,
Right.
but I don't want my personal. I mean, we're flirting, but we're not married. I mean, I like it, as I said before, I like it because of the potential long term. So I'm watching it. So it might be good to buy a dip. Again, yeah, long term, same card. So yes, if you believe in the technology, and I would, that's the whole thing. You got to have your own feeling
Conviction.
about it, right? So I'm not in love with that coin, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it, right? If you do, again, I'm seeing long term. So, maybe now, or watch the news and see if it goes even lower. There's a chance that it will. So I don't know if you want to jump now or maybe watch it a little bit.
Well,
if you love it, watch it. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it paid to buy Panic in August,
Mm-hmm.
and if they panic in Toncoin,
That
right,
might be
or
a
you
really
have
good
or
time.
you have big liquidations, right?
Might be a really, really good time.
They retrace a substantial portion of that rally.
I expect it.
Get after that, right?
I mean, my feeling about it is
really
that
put-
it's gonna wave a little at the bottom and maybe go a little bit lower. It's just my feeling
right.
because of the unknown that's coming out. So if you really like that coin, then you should get it. And because I think that this is one of the movements of the future for onboarding and stuff. So I
Right.
believe in the project. I'm just watching how it performs under pressure. So this is great. I will watch it too. I'll watch it perform under pressure. And if it survives and bounces after that, the minute it starts bouncing up, then I'll
Yeah.
consider going in. I'm just going to watch it because I feel like it could go somewhat lower. Maybe not crash. The cards aren't saying crash. They're saying though, like watch before you jump in.
All right. So speaking of watch,
Yes.
September has
I'm
a
so
negative.
excited.
You're excited about September?
Oh yeah.
Oh, well, that's
Oh,
good.
well, it's my birthday.
Right
At the end.
at the end, yeah.
Still one more month of shopping for those of you
Right,
who want to send me presents.
right, because
No.
it's not just birthday; it's birthday
I
month,
kind of
right?
like to celebrate for the whole month. Yeah.
Right.
So starting Labor Day. That's the first party of the month. No, so I'm really excited. I'm feeling we should probably see some upward movement starting at the end of the month, right around my birthday. I'm gonna make a big cake, blow out all the candles, and watch the market pop.
Right,
Well, that's my birthday wish.
All right.
For everybody.
right. I'm sure that's everybody's birthday wish, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got we won't say the exact date, but we've got a couple weeks to go before your birthday. So,
Why don't we want to say the exact date?
well, because it's social media. We don't want to put exact numbers out there. But if it's near the end of the month, I can already feel it. Unless it's just me, everyone out there's like, oh well,
I'm a
Three-
Libra. We'll say that.
Yeah,
We'll say
you're a Libra, right?
Yeah.
And then 3 weeks in, three something weeks into September, 3 weeks is an eternity in crypto, right? So,
Oh.
like if we're talking about wobbling, I think people can live with wobbling.
These wobbles are going to be really small. I think, late spring, we talked about what the market's going to look like over the summer.
Right.
I'm like, it's going to be very similar. And I would be interested in seeing a chart because the feeling I got was that we were going to kind of copy the dips of last year around the same time. And I don't know if you ever did a chart on that, right?
We did. It's almost the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's what I said. Only the not as extreme. That's how it felt to me, right? So yeah, so if you told people that and you knew that, then you know exactly what's going to happen because this fall and winter are going to be a copy of last fall and winter.
Right.
So we had all the meme coin stuff that came out, and AI was huge. So I'm expecting. I mean, we talked about DeFi, but I think last week I'm telling everybody AI.
Right. There's an AI report in Patreon.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. And so I'm going to look at some fun stuff tonight.
Right. So like just a review from last year, right?
Okay.
They shook everybody out in July
and
August,
then
and August to a smaller degree. And then they left you with no hope by making a marginal new low in September. I don't think we're going back to the crash lows. I think we're done with that.
Oh yeah, I definitely said it's like what I said is like it's the Weeble thing, right? The first big wobbles are bigger, and then it gets smaller.
Right, and then last year the point of despondency was Labor Day, right? Whereas I think with us we did the despondent thing with Black Monday. We did it 1 month early.
Yeah.
Right, and then September was like a shakeout in the beginning. And then it just slowly started rolling up.
Yeah, I expect to see something really similar to that around the end of the month. I think things start going up. So again, 1 month of shopping for my birthday. Buy yourself.
Right,
buy yourself crypto. Woo woo! To celebrate Toby's birthday.
All right, we got somebody coming in here who's asking about. He's got 3 he's asking about. So
greedy. No.
So he's got. We did Arrow already.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Arrow was kind of like build a base for higher later. That's what I would say. Right.
Okay.
It's in a base building process. And he's also asking about True Finance.
Oh, we've talked about True, but not, I think last year.
Yeah, I think True you were on early. True is just lending. It's DeFi. It's straight up and down.
Yeah,
it's really.
I haven't looked at it in a while. I know
it's
really hot on it.
Right. And then he's also asking about Bonk. I don't know if you want to. Bonk is this Solana meme.
Yeah, I know Bonk. Yeah, I have a rocky relationship.
Okay.
Okay, but let's do True first.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing. Yeah, this is we're holding. We're getting a lot of holding cards, but this one has a lot of potential. There's a lot of different directions that it could go in, but mostly good. So, okay, let's look at Bonk. I know Bonk was doing really hot earlier this year, and then it went way down, and then it got a little blip recently with the rest of the meme coins when everybody
right. Well, it went from Bonk to Whiff, right? Whiff became.
Yeah.
Whiff went from 100,000 market cap to 5 billion.
And I like Whiff better than Bonk, just me personally.
Right.
So.
And it's all a leveraged version of Solana, really.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Ooh, we see a turn for the better.
In Bonk.
For Bonk. Mm-hmm. I think in general, like if there's meme coins that you like again, I'm not a meme coin person. It just seems like a lot of work for me. But if you're a meme coin person, this is a great time because we haven't even seen the beginning of it, and I expect later this fall, before the winter time, that we're going to get there's going to be some new coins coming out. Very interesting. After the election thing, some new stuff is going to come out after November, before the holidays. So, maybe Jesus will come back. We'll have Easter coin. Euros again.
Right.
That was a big hot one last year, wasn't it?
Well, I'm sure the Jesus
community. And I told
you
asked me about the Jesus coin. I'm like, oh God, that'll be great until Christmas, right? And it went through the beginning of the year. So.
So we're on the hunt for meme coins. I'm keeping an eye on it. because
Oh,
if
good.
there's another meme coin super cycle.
Well, ask me. I'll keep checking for you too and see if there's anything I feel really excited about. Oh, there was that brand new one. I forgot the name of it. I sent you that one. Was it a dog? It was like brand new because we were I sent it to you because we were
Right.
talking
It was
about
it was wrapped dog, I think. Or
That's
something
it.
like
Yeah, it was because we were talking about pumped up fun, right?
Right.
And I'm still like so curious about the whole pumped up fun thing.
Do you want me to pull up the actual dog? Do you want
Yeah,
me
let's see what happened.
Let's see.
Let's see what happened.
I mean,
Because when I sent that to you last week, right after we did the show, because we were talking about meme coins. It's been at least a week.
Right, to get the actual.
I think you can search if you use the search. Oh no, it's a link. So.
Yeah, we're looking for.
It's coming. It's almost there. It's almost there. Hold on. Hold your breath. Okay.
There it is. There it is.
This tells you how many coins I send you on Telegram.
Yeah. So wrapped dog.
So how is it? That's 24 hours. Look, give me a week. Yeah.
Okay. So let me share the screen so people
Okay.
don't explode.
Yeah,
To see
because
what we're
it went
looking
up
at.
and then it went down and then it went way back up. It was a big bump there.
Okay. So yeah, that's
So
wrapped dog.
So I was talking about it at the very. It was actually. It's been a week, right? Somewhere in there.
Right.
So I'm pointing to the screen and you have no idea.
Right. So I think we got involved. Like, let me see what the Telegram date is.
That's the 24th. Today's the 26th. So it would have been around.
If you look
the
at
20th.
1 month, right? I mean, if you look at 1 month, right? This is the bigger the base, the higher in the space, right?
Yeah, and I think when we talked about it was right after the first drop. It was
right in here.
No. That look at the dates on the bottom. That's the 26th.
Right.
We're way over there. It was around the
23rd.
The 23rd. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, so you got the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was there at the bottom.
All right. So you always want to stick around to see what we're saying.
So even though I don't like meme coins, I give you meme coins all the time, right?
Yeah. Well, we're looking for what's next here.
Yeah. So I would do that. And you know what? If people want on our morning show, we can do some more meme coins too. Specifically, let's look at some brand new projects. So if people want to get in at the beginning, because I do think end of this year will be like when we'll start seeing the highs in the meme coins, kind of like last year. Really, if you guys want to be psychic about what's going to happen the rest of this year, it's going to be a lot like last year. So look at what happened last year because we're going to see a lot of that repeated. A lot. I mean, I think AI stocks are going back up, which will also push the AI crypto up, and
Right. Well, Nvidia earnings are out Wednesday. So this is the big event for the week, right?
Oh, cool.
They like to make Nvidia earnings like, oh, this is the make or break number for everything.
Oh, I don't know. That's a bit conceited. But I do think that if Nvidia starts going up, that's good for the AI crypto as well.
Right.
I mean, it pushes the
And of course, everybody's, and then of course the market goes into worry mode. Like today was worry mode for sure. Like, oh my God, everyone's got to sell and get out before Nvidia earnings on Wednesday because how many times can these guys jump over the bar, right?
As many times as they want.
As many times as they want. They can just move that accounting around. There's no limit to how many machines they want to buy. All right.
Okay, does anybody else have a point?
Philip's got VRA. RC Rex likes the...
well, let's do the first one. VRA?
VRA. And RC Rex likes our setup back here.
Oh, my bulls?
Yeah.
Ooh, that is the best card we've had. I'm going to go look at VRA now. I don't even know what that is. I've never been. Have you? No?
I've of course I've heard of it. I'm not staring at the exact. We could.
Oh yeah, look it up, and then we can share the screen. Since he was polite enough to give us his pick. Oh, okay. So I have heard of it. Yeah. That's an interesting chart. What is that? Is that 7 days? What do you?
Okay, I'm pulling it up.
Is that this week?
Okay, so that's a month.
Oh, that's the month. Okay.
That's a month. So you have FOMO at the top, and then it's coming back down to retest.
Yeah.
It kind of left home, and now it's.
Can you look at 3 months for me?
3 months. Okay.
That's how I do. Oh,
Yeah. Shopping, right?
yeah, that looks shocking.
You know, if you look at any of these coins, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm so afraid to buy it because it's up," or I'm afraid to buy it because
It's not up right now.
I was like, "Yeah, that's what
It's
I'm
just
saying."
like, that's a good time. That's a good time.
Right. That's
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that a lot.
yeah. Let's
And
I don't know.
that's
Let's
what I
pop.
like. And what was the other one?
Okay, let's just pop the website so we can take a look what it is.
Oh, cool.
Right.
Very
Their
cool.
reviews.
Ah,
All right.
okay, now you can all go look for yourself. Looks good to me. Okay, what's the next one?
I don't know. Let's
Somebody
see.
else.
Aiken says if you like it better than Turbo, then you better pay attention. Aiken, we are pulling for you on Turbo, buddy.
Oh, don't worry. Meme coin's a whole nother bucket. I play in all the buckets.
Right. And then Bizam is asking about, the eternal question, XRP. So the X, I know.
Let's see. We haven't checked in with XRP in a
Right.
while. But we talked about it, 2 weeks ago on the show, right?
Right.
And I said later on, I'm feeling like a recovery is coming up.
Right.
Yeah,
It's been a trap, but
it has, but that's okay. Yeah, very good. So some stability with long-term growth. Yeah. So for me, that means I would look for a dip and put some coin into it because I think it's really going to hit with the upsurge we're going to get.
So you think XRP is going to go along for the party?
Oh, for sure, yeah. Oh, you want to pull up the chart and let's look.
Okay.
We're doing a lot of charts tonight.
Yeah.
I hope you guys like it.
Yeah, we can. We can pull up. People are always interested. Oops.
What are you doing? What are you doing it on? Trading?
Yeah, I was pulling up.
Oh.
I was going to pull up Trading View.
Oh, that takes so long. I do CoinGecko. Okay. What do we got?
Okay, here comes XRP.
Okay, yeah, I haven't looked at it in a while. And when we were talking about it a couple weeks ago, I was like, I should start looking at it again. Hello, XRP. Are you sharing the chart?
I'm sharing it now.
Oh, that looks pretty. Was that 24 hours?
Okay, here comes the XRP chart. Okay, this is the daily chart.
There's just too many lines for me. It looks
Too much.
messy. That's why I like CoinGecko. Or Bubbles. Actually, my favorite, my favorite is the Bubbles.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we pulled up Trading View.
Oh.
And I can look up XRP here. Okay. So that's
3 months? Ooh.
Right. So that's XRP over the last year.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So sideways with some painful dips and then some euphoric rallies.
Wait, where is that? July was like a big old bottom, but then look at the bounce back on it, and then another bottom. I know, poor XRP. I mean, but if you look at it over the year, right, it's been a little higher, but it's actually like mostly recovered from its middle zone. That's how I look at it.
Right.
Right. Just can you give me 3 months? Just
yeah.
3 months. Yeah. See, that looks prettier to me, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What does that look like to you? You know,
it looks like Head and Shoulders bottom. I mean, that's what I drew over here. So Head and Shoulders bottom.
Yeah, see that?
Okay.
That to me has too many lines. Visually, I can't understand that.
Well,
I see it there. Yeah.
This, Head and Shoulders bottoms is 3 attempts to take a market down.
Mm-hmm.
Down, down, down. And on that third attempt, when they can't really push it, the bulls take control again. Right. I think you're seeing, it's like down, 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 and then they can't take it down again.
Yeah.
And if they can't, that's what
it looks like to me. Now it's ready to take off. I mean, we could see for a little while, but yeah, I feel good about XRP.
Because
by the end of the year.
Okay. I mean, Litecoin popped into my head.
Oh, we haven't talked about Litecoin.
We haven't talked about Litecoin or Bitcoin Cash or anything like that in a long time. Not showing the chart here. Let's go back to the stream. Okay.
You know, and I think Litecoin does really good. It feels to me like it sort of moves with Bitcoin. Bitcoin does.
Well, you know, it actually on the crash, it went back to its FTX low at like 60 something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't believe the extent to which Litecoin fell apart.
Yeah.
Right. Which is kind of strange.
But I mean, it goes up when it performs well when Bitcoin is performing well. They kind of follow each other. It feels that way to me. Oh yeah, not looking good. Yeah. Do you want to bring up a chart with that?
Of Litecoin?
Do you want to?
We're
or
not after seeing
are we
that.
running out of time?
No, we're not running out of time
because
at
I
all.
know you've got another show.
Yeah, that's not for.
Can you believe he's abandoning us for someone else?
That's not true. That is not true. All right. Well, let's pull up Litecoin. Let's do it. Let's do it unhinged crypto style.
I'm going gecko, so I don't get confused with all those colors and lines.
Okay, here comes Litecoin, right? So that's 3 months of Litecoin, right? So this was the FTX low. So if you go a year, right, Litecoin was essentially pushed out of a car.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if it's over, it's over.
I don't know. I'm
right. So I mean, the alternative.
What does it look to you? Like I'm feeling another dip, but
right. Well,
what do you feel when you look at that chart, or do the chart how you like it?
Well, I mean,
you can go to the chart go to that one where you got all your special things, his magic tricks.
I mean, this
is pretty to me.
I mean, this when it went into this green area, that's like excessive selling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I mean,
back.
People have to be willing to pay higher prices, right? In other words, everyone like, oh yeah, it's crashing, I'll get some. But in order for something to really go up, people have to be willing to pay higher prices.
Yeah.
People have to say, okay, well, either I didn't get it on the dip or I want more and I want it now. Litecoin, there's no willingness to pay higher prices right now.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like another dip on that one. I would wait and see if there's another dip.
Right. And then there's the other one that, it got some negative attention because it was a part of the Mt. Gox thing, but there's Bitcoin Cash.
Oh, right. We haven't talked about that.
Right. And Bitcoin Cash, like Litecoin, has gotten hammered.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know if any of these Bitcoin substitutes are worth looking at. I mean, clearly,
yeah, I'm not feeling that either, but I'll pull a card on it, but I'm
all right. Yeah, so that's what the chart looks like. Yeah. Not feeling it, huh?
No, not.
So it's like stick with Bitcoin, layer ones.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with Bitcoin. Right. Yeah. No, I think one of the key questions I have in Bitcoin is, as to whether to get what I would call, use leverage, right? Either things like options for the Bitcoin ETF or crypto has its own way of using leverage. I never talk about using leverage, right? Because it's a quick way to get liquidated and lose a ton of capital, right?
Don't like it myself.
Don't like it. I keep dreaming about 6-figure Bitcoin because to me, the longer we sit at 60 something, the cheaper it looks, right? And every time they try to take the market down, Bitcoin is just like, man.
Yeah. And so people get used to that price and they'll be like, oh, 60 is cheap, Right. Yeah, we'll get the first bounce and then people will be like, and everybody will FOMO in. And yeah. I mean, that's what they usually do, right?
Well, people usually FOMO in at like 80. Like I think 80 is the FOMO level, right?
72.
72. Yeah. VidIQ had a short. I did a short video. VidIQ was like 72 is where all the shorts, all the bears will run for cover,
Oh,
Right. So that's interesting that you picked 72 because
Yeah.
that number's out there floating in the ether. Right. As like the numbers where bears would get sent running for the hills.
Yeah, it feels that way to me. I think people won't wait to 80.
Okay.
That's a big enough jump. 72.
72 was, we'll give you the FOMO. Okay. Acom is asking about Arkham. So
Oh.
these are all these Coinbase.
No,
plays.
I've done Arkham earlier this year.
Right.
Yeah, I like it.
Right. And that's blockchain forensics. It's pretty cool, right? You buy the token and then that allows you to get access to, this service that can track everybody on blockchain.
Yeah.
They track, sovereigns. They saw the Germans selling Bitcoin.
Yeah, I like Arkham. No, it's going to hit another low. You want to bring up the chart?
Sure. Okay, so we're bringing up the chart of Arkham here.
Might as well.
Okay. So we'll bring it up. We won't Unhinged Happy Hour has its own version of TA. So there's Arkham over 3 months, right?
Yeah. I like it, but give me a year, can you?
Yep.
Oh, well, that doesn't look quite so bad, but it feels like it's going to go. I don't know. You and I read charts differently.
No.
But to me, it feels like it's going to kind of level out for a little while before we see a bounce.
Well, I mean, that's like in line with what you were saying about these other altcoins like Arrow, right? I mean, there can be some excitement, but you need the bigger the base, the higher the space. In other words, you need a healing period.
Yeah,
right?
That's what it feels like to me. It feels like it's going to stretch out kind of flat for a while.
Okay.
So, I mean, it doesn't mean don't do it if you like the project. I'm never the one who would say to somebody, don't do that,
Right.
Because
Well,
there's potential in everything, right?
Right. Well, going back to last year,
Don't fall in love until you've taken it.
Okay. They.
So this one I would flirt with. I'd take a look at it for a little while because I like the project. I'm just, again, I want to look at something that's weathered a couple of things. So I would be looking at that chart and going, okay, it's time to date. Let's take a look at it for a while and see before.
Well, I mean, the theme I'm getting from this is that, people are going to have to put up with a basing process. I mean, people are over it. This correction probably went on 3 months longer than any standard bull market correction.
I don't know. Last year seemed like it was forever to me. So.
Right. Well, true. I mean, last year was kind of a bear market bottom.
Yeah,
so it was
and
it was the end of winter.
Yeah, and I think this is what we're going to see. So, we've talked about this in other videos, like way back. But whatever experience you've had with the volatility of cryptocurrencies in the past is not a good indicator for the way things are going to move in the future. But things shifted last year, and they continue to shift with this decoupling. And so our old methods of going, this is going to look like this. And I think we're going to see not so drastic of drops in things, but that they hold for longer,
Right.
And that eventually, and this is why you always want to look for new projects, because new projects will have this, right? But the things that have been around a while, their waves are going to be more like this. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
Yeah. So, So
and I'm calling it higher for longer. Right?
Yeah, higher for longer, lower for longer.
They're shaking everybody out now. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's higher highs and higher lows, like a stair step function. I mean, again, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, this
no, I think that's true.
Right. In other words, it moves. Crypto on the next leg moves more like equities. Right.
Well, exactly, especially because we have the ETFs now. So anything that's going to get an ETF, I think that's going to have a leveling effect on it. Right.
Well, the Solana ETF is supposedly coming next year. They're not doing it yet.
Well, that means good time to buy for me, because you want to get it now while it's the lows, because once you get that ETF, I really think I mean, this is just how I feel, and you have all the market experience to explain why. But the ETFs have a leveling effect on the market because it seems to me, tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that a lot of these people who are buying through the ETFs are going to be hodlers. So that adds stability, right? That adds flotation device to keep the bottoms from being too big and the tops from being too big as well, right?
Right.
So anything that goes into an ETF, it's good, but it's not going to be exciting. Which is why you look at all the other buckets where they haven't hit yet, right? But that's where you get your excitement and try to find these new fun.
Right. Well, you were talking last week about layer ones, right? Like Solana might rally into the ETF, but I mean, you've been pretty adamant that anything that's going to be built on top of these layer ones is going to be the thing going forward. And, a lot of those projects, some projects are out, but, I don't know. It feels to me like you favor anything new. Like, I don't know if on one hand is everything new already out there waiting to go up, or is there like new stuff that's going?
No, there's always going to be new stuff.
Okay.
Always. I mean, the way that I think of the later ones is kind of like, the internet when it first came out. Only you couldn't own a piece of the internet. Now you can. What's exciting about them is all the things that you can put on top of them. So when the internet first came out, and I'm old enough to still have had dial-up when you paid by the minute. That's how long I've been there, right? Like I would do downloads at night to save money because the rates are cheaper. And there was nothing there. It was, compared to what we have now. And nobody even knew what the potential was at that point. We're at that now. Like
we're internet 1998.
Ish, yeah. I don't remember the exact years, but yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's a good year. Like internet 1998,
Right.
And there were so many crazy crazes that went. You remember when people were buying all the names of big companies.com so that they could sell it to them.
The domain race.
Yeah. So, there's all kinds of crazy stuff that goes on then, but it's not ultimately what it's going to be. So I get excited about where I think the potential is going. That's what gets me excited because I love seeing the new stuff coming up. It's not that I don't like the old stuff because a lot of those we need. This is one of the reasons why I get excited about the DeFi. I get excited about the AI is because that's a thing. I like the gaming and, all the social stuff. I think it's going to hit later on, but it's still good to follow, Am I saying you shouldn't have any layer ones? No, that would be dumb. What a dumb thing to say. Whoever says that, that's a dumb thing, right? But there's so many more excitement. The only reason I'm saying that is that it's like you should have those and you should be comfortable where you are. And if you believe in them, you should buy the dips when you want to and all that kind of stuff. But where you're really going to see growth is all the new stuff coming out. So that's what I focus on,
Right, because the thing that's interesting about when new stuff comes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when new stuff comes out in a bear market like last year,
mm-hmm.
you get stuff super cheap.
Yeah.
Like if new stuff comes out when the market's higher, right? Sometimes you're going to have to pay a higher valuation for the coin if it's hot, right? So listening to you, I'm like, okay, she really this is like third show in a row where she's like, yeah, the new stuff. And I'm like, well, if new stuff comes out and it's hot, it feels like to me it's going to get hotter, right? Like don't.
Good. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how hot the next rise is going to be, right?
I know, but it's exciting, and we'll look at it when it comes.
Okay.
We'll talk about the new products as they come out. I mean, I like things to be slightly weathered and aged, like my steaks.
Okay. All right. Kim is here. Kim wants blockchain voting.
Me too. When did we talk about that?
Right.
When did we talk about that?
Oh,
it was a long time ago. I thought we did it on the show.
Right. No hanging chads. Kim is here. Welcome. Kim's talking about moving averages crossing up. So, that's chart nerd stuff. First moving averages were bearish. Now they're bullish. I don't know. Kim, time's coming. You were here. We were here earlier. You were right. Three weeks to go, but before launch. David says my portfolio is down. I've DCA'd into all my picks. That means he shopped as it went lower.
Good.
What are your thoughts on what is going to happen in the next 6 months?
Oh,
Okay. Well,
we've been talking about that every show. You need to start watching all the shows.
right. Welcome. We definitely appreciate you watching. I mean, I think the synopsis is a repeat of last year.
Yeah.
Right.
Starting end of September.
Frustration, a frustrating summer, right?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like we've got an uncertain base building blah for the first part of September. And, then you kind of want to pump up the jam after that into March, right? In other words, like big time stuff after the election and big time stuff heading into next year. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, exactly. I think that, and again, the sectors that I would look at is definitely DeFi. It's popping now,
Right.
And AI, we're getting ready to hit a wave of that, and that'll continue, especially watching NVIDIA. It's going to track that, like just behind that, I'm feeling. And then I'm going to start looking, I'm going to go look at some cross-chain stuff.
Okay. That's funny.
And layer twos. I've been looking at, I think we've talked about a few layer twos that I like recently.
Right.
My legs fall asleep.
Yeah, no, we've been looking at layer twos, and base is a layer two. Right.
Oh,
so
yeah, you've been really hot on base for a while.
Right, right. I mean, base got hot, then it got not hot, and I can't see how base, by the time all is said and done, is not like.
Oh, yeah. You want me to pull on it for you?
Well, I mean, believe it or not, base is just a network. It doesn't have a coin.
Oh, what was the coin that you were talking about that was on base? You said it to me.
Well, Arrow is the trading mechanism of base.
Wasn't there another one?
So there's Arrow, True, Arkham, Degen, right? These are all accessible on the base network.
Yeah.
Right.
There was something else.
And of course, ETH is a big deal because base allows you to trade anything that's on ETH.
Yes.
At like practically zero fee.
Yeah. There was something. I can't remember now. I'll have to remember it.
But we'll have to look that up.
Uh-huh.
All right, I think we got to jump off here. We did.
I know you got to do your other show.
I gotta. I gotta go. So, folks, listen. We really appreciate you joining us here on Crypto Happy Hour. All right. So, Toby, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah.
Right. Definitely bring your picks for next time. So we'll see you next week.